Good morning, guys. Today we're just gonna go straight into it because I want to talk about ways that I've learned to be vulnerable and the power in vulnerabilities. Okay, so the first way that I've learned to be vulnerable is with my weight loss journey, and because I've learned to open up and be honest with it, I feel like I've been able to figure out what works best for me, what I like, what I don't like. And the main reason why I was closed off about it was because whenever you're going through some sort of fitness journey, whether you're gaining weight, losing weight, whatever, people always have something to say. Some people will have little snarky comments they make, or all of a sudden they're experts and they give you advice and they're like, you should do this and that, and they just don't mind their business. And I feel like when you receive that sort of reaction, it makes you put up a wall and you kind of get closed off, and sometimes it even makes you stop. I had to learn to get over that and get past it because I had my fair share of those moments where people would just have comments to make. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep to myself. And I don't think it's horrible to keep to yourself. There's some things you probably shouldn't open up to everyone about, but there is power in vulnerability, and in being vulnerable you find out more about yourself than you would think, because I feel like when you close off to other people, in a sense you also close off to yourself, because you just kind of avoid the situation overall and then you don't even acknowledge it within yourself. So for me personally, I had to learn to be vulnerable with other people in order to be vulnerable with myself. And that was with my weight loss journey, being more open about it, being more open about the ups and the downs, because before I thought it had to just look perfect, right? It was all an uphill slope, it's just changing, everything was getting better. But to be honest, like a weight loss journey, it's not always linear, right? There's a lot of little bumps that you kind of go through. And so I just learned to be open about that and not let other people's comments get to me. And sometimes they do still get to us because obviously we're human, but you get stronger and you don't let them affect you. You hear them, maybe they bother you for a little bit, but you are strong enough to recognize that they do not define you, they are not you, and their comments have nothing to do with you. It's most likely a reflection of themselves. Today I wanted to be open and honest about my weight loss journey because I've just noticed that there's a couple of people that are kind of feeling stuck, or maybe they don't feel like they're seeing any progress and it's just making them doubt their journey. And I just wanted to share mine. So for me personally, I've learned to focus on my feeling versus a number, and I feel like that has made all of the difference for me because there's obviously a couple of different ways that you can measure your progress. And so the number one way that we think of is the scale weight, right? So the scale weight is one of the best visible ways to see a change in yourself in a short amount of time. And so sometimes we can develop a toxic relationship with it because we keep checking the scale very often, whether it's once a day, or sometimes we even do like morning and night, and we just kind of expect that number to go down, but we don't realize that there's a lot of things that could be interfering with that number going down, such as you are losing fat but you're building muscle, or you could be bloating, especially if you're on your period, you could be retaining water. There's a lot of things that could go into affecting that scale weight, but I've learned to not depend on it because I don't think it is a very accurate representation of where I'm at in my journey. And also I've noticed that every scale weighs you differently. Like one scale I'm lighter, on one scale I'm heavier. At the doctor's office I'm usually lighter, so it depends. You guys know that I've been consistent since the start of January. Like I post on my Instagram each and every single day. I've been working out, I've been fixing my relationship with food. I'm proud of myself because of that. But if I'm being honest, the number on the scale, it has not changed. It has gone up and down, it has varied, but it's pretty much stayed the same. And I could look at that and be like, I'm just putting myself through all of this pain, this workout for nothing, because nothing is changing. But because I'm focused on the feeling, I know that I feel better, I'm having better sleep, I have built my endurance, I've built resistance, I'm stronger. My body, to me, it looks more toned, it feels more toned, especially my lower body. I've really been focusing on it and I feel a difference. Recently I started focusing on my upper body and I also feel a difference. And I've also learned and always remind myself that progress happens over time and not overnight. And this is why I've shifted to a long-term journey instead of thinking that this is just going to be short-term. By a certain date I'm going to be a certain weight and look a certain way, because that for me didn't work. Figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you is the best way to go about a journey. Because if you're just going through a journey and you're just comparing yourself to everyone else and you're expecting everyone else's methods to work for you without actually checking how that affects you, how you feel with it, if you actually like it, if you don't like it, then you're only ever really going to go through the motions, and then eventually you're going to be like, well, you know what, I'm not seeing a change, so I should just stop. But you didn't really take the time throughout that journey to figure out what you needed to do for yourself. That was just one way, you know, learning to be vulnerable with myself in my workout journey. That's why I never like try to preach as like, do this, guys. I'm saying like, this is what I'm doing because I'm trying it for myself. And you know, if I'm inspiring you, great, I love it. I love it if you guys get inspired and you guys want to try something as well that I do, but I'm not stating it as, this is fact, guys, you guys are going to lose this amount of weight because I lost this amount of weight. So that's why I always just focus on the feeling and the mental health of it all, because that's what works for me and I encourage it, but I don't say you should be doing it this way. But anyways, I'm gonna go get started on my workout. Okay, listen, my hair's crazy. I am an hour into my workout. I'm taking a quick break because I wanted to tell you guys about another way that I've learned to be vulnerable real quick. And that is with opening up to close friends and families, and very specific on the close, because I don't think it's necessary to be vulnerable with everyone, but with people you do feel comfortable with and that you know and trust, I think it is so important to be open and vulnerable with them, especially if you want to strengthen the relationship. So for me personally, over time, I've put up several walls. I've always been the type of person that if I get hurt once, even just a little bit, boom, a wall goes up. And each time I just keep building to that wall and I become more and more closed off. And that's happened over time with friendships, whether the friendship just wasn't meant to be, the friendship naturally ended, we distanced, whatever. I've noticed that more and more throughout time, less and less people really knew me. And because I had so many walls put up, it made me feel very alone because no one really understood me, no one understood what I was going through. And so I noticed I had a couple of other friendships that were only ever surface level friendships, and I never really felt close to anyone. I would always just be the listener in every friendship. People loved talking, I just listened. And for a long time, I put the blame on other people. I thought everyone else was just self-absorbed and they loved talking about themselves. But truth is, it was me. I was the problem. I wasn't opening up to them. Whenever the conversation started to get deep or personal, I would say something just very basic, and then I'd find a way to ask them a question and turn the conversation back on them. Because of that, I thought that they never wanted to hear what I had to say. But in reality, I was subconsciously turning the conversation away from me because I didn't want them to get to know me. I didn't want to be vulnerable in front of them. And I was basically blinded by that fear for so long. But when I took a step back and I was like, okay, I want my friendships to be deeper than just surface level friendships, but why can't they progress? And that was because I wasn't allowing myself to be vulnerable. I trusted these people. For some reason, I couldn't open up. And so I had to start learning to open up to them and be open and honest with who I am unapologetically. And so because of that, I have now found that our relationships have strengthened because, you know, they don't know everything about me, but I'm taking baby steps to open up more and more each time. And also, this is a conversation I had with Brenda. She was telling me about her and a newer friend that she had met and how she wanted to get closer to that person, but she didn't really know how to because she was afraid to open up. And so I just kind of being a little chismosa, I was asking her a bunch of questions like, what do you know about this person? Like, what does she know about you? And basically they didn't really know much about each other. And so I asked her, why haven't you been vulnerable with her? Why haven't you let her in and strengthen that friendship by being vulnerable? And she basically said that she didn't want to because they also maybe were a little hesitant. And so it was just kind of like both were resisting. And I was like, okay, listen, if you want this friendship to become a long-term, long-lasting friendship, you have to be brave enough to be vulnerable and step out of your shell. And maybe with you being vulnerable, she will feel comfortable as well and open up to you. One of you has to take the step and be vulnerable and open up so that the other one feels comfortable to do it too. Okay, so we moved outside. I'm gonna go ahead and continue my workout. Well, I guess finish off my workout with the little mini stepper. And so actually, quick shout out to one of our besties here on YouTube. Her username is Sending My Love, and she said, quick tip if your overall goal is fat loss and to build muscle, to do the cardio after my workout. And thank you for that tip, because that is exactly my goal. So I've been doing the cardio after my HIIT workout for the last 2 days, but I was scared in the beginning that I was gonna feel too tired to do it at the end of the workout. But honestly, I haven't felt any difference, like more tired after or before. But I do actually kind of like ending it off with this. I have been doing it for 15 minutes now, and in 15 minutes I burn 100 calories, which is awesome, because when I do the walks I burn about 200-ish calories in 1 hour. So I'm burning 100 calories in half of what I do when I walk. So I very much like it. Just thought I'd give you guys an update. To be honest, I'm just hoping that it tones up my legs and stuff, if anything, because it is kind of like the Stairmaster, but not as intense. I also do a little of this every once in a while, just to kind of add to the cardio. I find whenever I move my hands, my heart rate goes up. Guys, I'm so excited because we're gonna be going to El Cafecito. If you guys know, you know. I've gone there. I'm obsessed. And actually, if I'm being honest, I went there yesterday with Ruby. I'm also giving myself an excuse because we actually found out they have a little free library, and we each took a book. Let me show you the book. I got this book. So it is obviously used books, because you like take a book, leave a book. And I took a book, but I didn't have a book with me. So I was like, you know what? I have to go back. I have to give a book. And so I'm using that as my excuse as to why I'm going back. But really, I'm just going back because I want to go back. Today, I actually have my cute tote bag that I got from Vanna's Small Business. Let me show you guys how cute it looks. Look at this. Stop. Isn't this just so cute? I'm gonna put my wallet in there. A camera battery. We're gonna go ahead and pop that bad boy in there as well. I'm actually gonna be taking my laptop with me as well, because I'm going to prepare for the giveaway on Friday, and I want to type your guys' names up. So I have 2 books that I'm gonna leave at the little library. Okay, let's head out. I got my usual, the El Changuito and the Cafecito Mocha. I'm also joined here with Brenda. I do also have a little question for you. And I was telling them how me and you had a conversation where I told you about being vulnerable if you wanted your friendships to grow stronger. Have you done that since? Like, have you found yourself opening up more and feeling like the relationship strengthened?
I've opened up a lot more, but not in ways that...
Not fully.
Yeah, so it's like, there's still a lot of things, you know?
I feel like that's something you do over time, though. Because there's still a lot that I haven't opened up to people about yet, and I choose not to.
Do you open up to me?
I mean, we live the same life, so pretty much. Yeah, I feel like you're the only person I fully have ever opened up about a lot of things. But I'm learning to strengthen my other relationships with people, like my friendships and stuff, with like Ruby and Vane, by being more honest with who I am. Like opening up about my spirituality, opening up about just like my own opinions and thoughts, and I feel like we're very similar, like me and Ruby, me and Vane.
Oh, they meant me and you. I was like,
Well, we are too, but we're siblings, so I feel like I can't really hide anything from you, because like you've experienced most of the things I've experienced, if that makes sense. But like with friends, they don't live with you every day, so they haven't experienced everything.
They each have their own experiences.
And you know, in opening up to them, I feel like we have bonded more. And I mean, again, like there's still a lot that I haven't opened up about, but with what I have opened up, I feel like it has strengthened.
You hear something funny?
What?
You keep this in, you don't have to keep it in, it's whatever, because it's about you. So but so you know how, like, obviously, like, there's a difference between you on camera and you off camera. So you know, like, you're not mean. Well, you're kind of mean, but like you obviously have that mean side to you sometimes.
I'm a Scorpio,
so you have that mean side to you. And like for me, I'm always like, she's so mean, this is like with our cousin Israel.
Israel?
Yeah, so, no, so I don't know.
Does he watch?
He does
Israel?
watch him. So anyways, but with Israel, well, I don't know if he watches all of them, but he watches them sometimes. But he was like, I was like telling him.
Okay, spit it out.
Oh, I stumbled.
It's okay. But spit it out.
So we were talking about you, and I was like, Crystal is so mean. I was like, she is so rude. She's like, she's always like getting on me about stuff. This and this. And then I was like, she's not. It's like I switch up so bad. I was like, she's nice, but like she's so mean sometimes. And he was like, really? He's like, she seems so nice. I was like,
okay, but the difference is you're one way with your siblings and you're a different way with other people.
no, that's exactly what I said. I was like,
So
she's
like
obviously
to
nice
me,
people.
like people love you, right? They're like, oh my god, Brenda's so sweet, Brenda. But I'm like, please, if you knew her, like she's so rude, she's so mean. She lets me do a lot of things alone. Like I asked her to do things with me.
I've gotten better at it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like you're one way with your siblings and you're one way with other people, and also you're different between each relationship you have. Like the way I am with my parents is not the same way I am with you. The way I am with you is not the same way I am with my friends.
Yeah,
the same way I'm with Ruby is not the same way I'm with Vande. You know, it's different.
No, yeah. I know what you mean. I was like, she's nice to other people. I was like, don't get me wrong, she's sweet. Like she's like cool and whatever. But
Would you say the way I am online is the way I am with other people, but not with you?
Yeah. Like your motivational Mondays are like what you are with other people, and then your Fridays are like what you are with people and like your family. Like you know what I mean. Like when I hang out with you and Ruby, you're exactly how you are on camera. But like when you're around people by yourself, you're a lot sweeter than when you are on camera.
But you're like,
it's like you're already sweet on camera, but like off of camera with other people that you don't know, you're even sweeter.
yeah, I'm so sweet. People be like, oh my god, she's sugar. I'm like, no, my name is Crystal.
I'm like, she's honey on top of the glaze.
What? Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm honey on top of the glaze. The glaze is already sweet, but I'm extra sweet. I'm a huge observer, and I'm like, I pick up on little things. I always tell Brenda.
I'm exactly like
I always tell Brenda that, you know how people tell you, oh, no one probably noticed. No, like I noticed.
No, I noticed.
I noticed everything. And so like I always like observe Brenda, and like she is sweet to everyone, so the way you guys see her is the way she is to other people. But yet, like again, like the sibling relationship to me, she's a little devil in disguise. I'm like, she's the chile on the honey.
I'm like, it doesn't go well together, but some people like it. Who do you think out of all four of us, or all of us, who do you think is the glue to the family? Like without them, nothing. Like nothing. No, I'm being serious though. Like in the family, like you actually think that?
It's like, when you really want me to say you?
Yeah, because I really do think it's me.
Okay, well I think it's me.
No.
Rock, paper, scissors.
You know what's funny? I asked Christina the same question, and she's like, I know damn well it's not me. Like her.
Rock, paper, scissors to see who's the family glue.
And you know who she told me it was me.
She swears. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh. 1 and 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Cut it. I think I'm the glue because I feel like, okay, let's say, okay, you know what? Maybe teamwork. Maybe they need both of us.
I think they need both of us, but I think they need me more than you.
Okay, whatever. You probably are a glue in a sense that like you get along well with everyone.
Yeah.
Like you have conversation with Christina, you have conversation with
I feel
Ceci,
like
you're gonna let me speak?
No. Okay.
How about we incorporate a talking stick?
Okay.
This mask is a talking stick. Me talk and then you talk.
Yeah.
You have closer relationships with all of us. Whereas me, it's like I do have a relationship with all of you, but I'm closer to you. You know? And I feel like if it wasn't for me, you guys would be a very boring family because I plan everything and I am the one that makes it fun. So yes, you're the glue in the sense where
family
you're
together.
Closer to everyone, but I'm the fun.
Okay, I can admit that.
For now, we're gonna go ahead and head out because it's honestly so hot. But before we do leave, I'm gonna put the books away. Let me show you guys the ones that I'm dropping off. To be honest, I picked this book up because I thought the cover was cool, but I started reading it and it's an autobiography, but I don't really know him. So I'm gonna give it to someone else. Maybe someone knows who he is. And this one, which I got a long time ago when I used to love Ellen, but now there's some controversy and I'm not gonna talk about it. If you wanna know, do your research.